9 years, 1 month, and 1 day ago, I stepped off this ship and I finished my first voyage around the world. I sailed on Semester at Sea in the fall of 2004, and for 100 days, we sailed due west, visiting 11 countries and 4 continents. The most amazing thing about Semester at Sea was not just the physical journey, but it, for me, was a journey into myself. In so many ways, I've come so far the past 9 years. And in some ways, I'm right where I was back then. I want to share with you an excerpt from a journal entry I wrote the day I got off the ship. This is 19-year-old me. Tomorrow, I will have completed my voyage around the world. I will be back in California, but I will see the world in a completely different light. Hear the world with a completely different sound, and understand the world in a completely different way. I'm listening to this song, and it is perfect for the mood I'm in right now. The song is Times Like These by the Foo Fighters, and the words are as follows. It's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these you give and give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again. It's so weird how the simple words of a song can explain your feelings with such perfect articulation. How can these musicians get into your mind and help you figure out what you're feeling better than you can ever figure out? How do they do it? They must journal. So, Semester at Sea not only sparked deep questions for me, it set me off on a quest to find my answers. I asked myself the question, how do these musicians know? It felt like that song was written just for me for that exact moment. I remember thinking to myself that they must be mind readers. But now I have those answers for myself, and I incorporate those answers into my work as a dancer, a choreographer, and an artistic director. I believe that if my work is deeply personal, it has the ability to transcend the personal and become universal. I have to dig deep to find my own truths, and I have to be so honest, and my work has to be so true that it can be true for others. If I create my work from a place of resolution, then I have the ability to take my audience to a place where they may find their own resolutions. Dance, movement, choreography is not only my work, but it's also my way of resolving the unresolved, of healing the unhealed, and of answering the unanswered. It is the best way I know how to understand my world. A year and 5 months ago, I was in a horrific near-fatal car accident. I was helicoptered to the hospital where I underwent 8 hours of brain surgery and spent 13 days in a coma. When I woke, I had fractures all over my body. And because of my injuries, I had to learn how to breathe again. I had to learn how to eat again, to sit, stand, and walk all over again. And the doctors told me that I may never dance again. But the only thing I knew was how to dance. So I used dance to heal myself. It was my way of expressing and processing and resolving all that had happened. And in physical therapy, for example, all the movements and exercises that were asked of me became choreographed pieces in my head. So the piece that you just watched is called First Words, and it's part of my new evening-length show, Never Was Broken, a dance through life and death and life. And First Words captures, through movement, my story. The wounds that once bounded me and restricted me, I got to bring to a resolution through that piece. And I got to understand things a little bit better through dance. And I had to get inside my head and my body the way that these musicians had gotten inside my head and my body in the past. Because for me, music isn't just music. It can make you feel. And dance, it's not just dance. It can heal you. And it's clear to me that a slight shift of your perspective can change your whole world. Because the idea of being broken is just one way of looking at a situation or a person. Semester at Sea taught me perspective. It taught me how to understand the world in a different way. On the ship, we didn't have days of the week. We had A day and B day. So this showed me how simple it was to change your perspective. And with that change, I've learned to create possibilities. So since stepping off the ship, since surviving a near-fatal car accident, since becoming a professional dancer and choreographer, I've shifted my perspective. And I can now say, if I can dance it, then it's possible. Thank you.